All right, we're going to go ahead and do Skinny Pete and Friends, a sequel to Better Call Saul. And I'm going to go ahead and put teleplay right here. So, Skinny Pete and Friends, teleplay, a sequel to Better Call Saul. Interior New York City, townhome, present day, Skinny Pete, all that stuff pretty much stays the same. I'm going to go ahead and scroll all the way down through what I just wrote tonight. We might do a complete reading. We have done readings in parts, so sections of it. That I can handle much better than doing a complete reading all at once. But I mean, maybe eventually, if I really like it, I'll do a complete reading. It'll be like a 3 or 4 40-minute post or something like that, because this one's going to be probably 115, 120 pages or so for the first teleplay. The very first one that we'll do. Going all the way through here, looking for the title. There we go. Here we go. So let's look at the page number, page 13, Jimmy's Story of Grace to Kim Wexler. Wide shot, True Hilton evening, that May, interior hotel room 317 night. James McGill rests on the Tempur-Pedic mattress wearing True Hotel's white bathrobe. The robe has the words True on the lapel. There is 32-inch Samsung flat-screen TV resting on a chest of drawers. They lie on a king-size personal comfort air conditioning split mattress with remote. Alfred Hitchcock's Rebecca plays mute on the screen from an Apple TV digital media player micro console. The HDMI cord slightly emerges from the hole in the dresser and plugs into the back of the flat screen. The end table lamps have gold necks and the LED bulbs are covered with ivory-colored suede lampshades. The walls are pale white with 3 modern art-style stucco designs, and each of the 4 walls hold 3 framed Jackson Pollock replicas. Jimmy McGill has a King James Bible resting on his lap. The page turns to Song of Solomon. Kim Wexler wears a pink and white organic flannel Hello Kitty pajama set and sips on a tall glass of red wine and snacks on a bag of Skinny Pop popcorn. A bottle of Louis Latour Chateau Corton Grand Cru stands under the tin lamp, chain half full. Most of the furniture in the room is oak and pine color. Kim Wexler sips and snacks on the popcorn, and James McGill turns the page of the Bible. My goodness, this film is gorgeous. Jimmy McGill. The room looks like a modern art museum. I love Rebecca. Rebecca is a fave of mine. Popcorn, Jimmy. I gave up snacks in the big house. You gave up snacks in prison? I had to. We had no refrigerator in our cells. None? Nope. No sacks? None. Really? Rarely. Unless we got them in the canteen. If friends wired me money. Hint, hint. I wired you plenty, Jimmy. You're funny. Hint, hint. You're a Hitchcock team, right? He was terrified of cops. Who? Hitchcock. Really? Couldn't stand the sight of a pig. Really? Yes, really. Huh. I want to read you something from the Bible. It was given to me on the inside. By who? An old high school friend, Jenny Squirrels. Jenny what? Squirrels. She was my prom date. Squirrels? Like the animal? Yeah. Like the cute brown fuzzy animal in backyards. Her last name was really Squirrels? Yes. You're kidding me. True story. She found out I was convicted from the papers. She contacted you? Through the mail. In prison? You got mail? Did she ever visit in person? I didn't always accept visits from certain people. But she did mail. Well, yes, many times. What'd you do? I read it. The Bible? A lot of it. That's good, Jimmy. Then I found this. Jimmy pulls out a piece of notebook paper with blue ink on it with scribbles and doodles. What is it? A song she sent me. Really? How nice. I'm going to read it to you, okay? I love this part of the movie. Here it goes. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found, was blind, but now I see. John Newton's poem. It's a protest song, I've heard. I wanted to make a point about being in there. A point? Now you're making a point. Hatred doesn't win. Revenge never wins. The Bible is a revenge tale. You know that? Really. It's supposed to be about forgiveness. not hatred, and not war. Okay, that is what this song represents. Amazing Grace? It represents peace. You are forgiven for all that hatred and sin of your life, and now you can start over. Amazing Grace? That's what it means. It means you're renewed. That's what I've learned and why they released me so soon. It was good behavior. No, it was God. God released me back to you, Kim. He gave me you. You are the reason I am here right now, watching Alfred Hitchcock's Rebecca and watching you eat popcorn and sip on red wine. He wants me to see this and experience you again. Thank you, Jimmy. That means so much to me. I'm glad you're out. I'm glad too. I want to talk about the boys. The boys? And one more thing, okay? The prom date from high school. She once told me something all the time, and it got on my nerves constantly. I'm listening. She would tell me to grow up all the time, and it repeated and played over and over and over and over and over again in my head. And when I was behind bars, many voices repeated over and over in my head. I kept hearing her tell me to grow up over and over again. Really, it drove me crazy. So I began to write her letters. Your high school sweetheart? I wrote her about 10 letters. Really. And then she sent me the Bible with a song inside of it. This notebook paper. Huh. And then her voice went away. And I knew that I had grown up. Really. I still hear her tell me to grow up. Yeah, to grow up. Grow up, Jimmy. I know. Do me a favor, okay? You grow up too. More like throw up. This skinny pop is stale. Kim sets the wine glass down and turns the TV off with the remote. They sit in silence as Jimmy begins to search for the words in the Bible. Is that better? I'm looking for the right verse. Bifocals. Did he get? No, he didn't. Here we go. He'll get it eventually. All right, we're gonna put these up. No cards. Y'all have a good night. All right, so here is the play, the teleplay, and it did a really weird thing when I posted it. This was in a PDF. I do it all the time. I can highlight a PDF and just kind of repost it. And it did something very, very unique and strange that I've never seen before. It just took the PDF and lumped it all together. Then it gave me a note, some kind of note that I'm going to show you in just a minute. I'm trying to decipher it right now. I'm trying to overrun it by going like this. Trying to decipher what he did, because I didn't do it. I wrote it. I have the version I just vlogged. So all of this will be vlogged. When I go to Hollywood, we'll vlog every day. Every single thing. Every moment will be vlogged. Well, every moment that I can, as long as I have it plugged in and I'm at 100%, then we'll be fine. Jimmy pulls out it's Jimmy McGill right there. There's Kim Wexler right there. And he blocked this attempt to post it. And I'm redesigning it right now. He called it something like a URL. It's not a URL at all. It's PDF. But it's not a PDF. It's not in PDF form though. You can't do this in PDF form. So you can go back and you can decipher. It's just a copy and paste is all it was. And this would be right here. There's Kim Wexler. He made all the Kim Wexlers very funny looking. There's the Jimmy McGill. He basically took all the characters and the dialogue and clumped them together. Right here. Here's Kim Wexler again. Here's Jimmy McGill. And here's Kim Wexler again. And he said something about community, something. Our community does not accept URLs or something like that, of this nature or something like that. Use the word URL in it. So we're going to look at it. And move this over this way. Kim Wexler is right here. There's Jimmy McGill. Hatred doesn't win. Here's Kim Wexler, which is really. And Jimmy McGill. It is supposed to be about forgiveness. And then okay here. Then Jimmy McGill. And then we go Kim Wexler again. Then back to Amazing Grace. Then back to Jimmy McGill. And then back to Kim Wexler again. And then back to Amazing Grace. Then back to Jimmy McGill. Then back to right here, which is Kim Wexler, like right about there. And then back to Jimmy McGill. And it was God released me, all that stuff. It's reading an HR or HRL. I'm trying to find it by going through all this and see what he's talking about. And then back to Jimmy McGill. And then back to the dialogue. And then back to the dialogue, Kim Wexler speaking, and then Jimmy McGill. And then back to the dialogue again. That's why it becomes work, because you have to overthrow these powerful people when it comes to art. I don't know what Jackson Pollock had to do against people to try to get his paintings out there. Ah, there he goes. Then back to Wexler, and then back to Jimmy McGill, and then back to, it's like, not my house, not my Facebook. Me and my Asian wife enjoy life. And then back to Kim Wexler, and then Jimmy McGill. Let's see, Jimmy McGill, it drove me crazy. And then back here to Kim Wexler. This is what I'd have to do if I attempted to post a screenplay through a PDF, because he wouldn't accept it through PDF. Or I don't know why he wouldn't. I mean, it could be PDFs floating all around Facebook. There is through the Messenger. Through Messenger there is, but not through his site. He doesn't allow PDFs to go through. Or I just PDF it. I've never been able to get a PDF to go through, so I don't know. If someone knows how, let me know. That way I won't have to do this. And this is just killing time right now. I know they're protesting. And then we've got Kim Wexler. And then we've got Really. And then we got Jimmy McGill. A lot of I's in this. And back to Kim Wexler. And then the word to grow up. And then Jimmy McGill. And then we got Yeah. And then Kim Wexler. And then grow up again. And then Jimmy McGill. And then I know. And then do me a fave. And then okay. And then Jimmy McGill again. And then you grow up too. And then Kim Wexler. And then more like throw up. The skinny pop Estelle. And then Kim, I guess, sits. What does this say? The wine glass down and it turns the thing on the TV remote. Then we got this part. I guess that's, is that better? And then Jimmy McGill. And then cut two. So really what he's probably doing is recognizing the format. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take all this work that I've done right here in Control, hit it like that. Now I don't know for sure, everything's white in the background right there. I don't know for sure if I can go through here, let's say like Note, for example, and I don't know if Note format, which is Microsoft. This is, Bill Gates was Mark Zuckerberg's competitor. Even in college, when he was very young in Harvard, because he went to Harvard, Zuckerberg did. We're gonna do this in V and see if it reads the same. Okay, I did it twice, which I really wish I would have done it twice, but let's see if we can find the last one. It does work through Note. Let's see if we can find the last one. It's right here. Okay, let's go ahead and bring this mistake down right here. We'll move this right here. Okay, let's see what happened to it. So moved over. Okay, so this is what he does. He went to Harvard, and there was guys that like to row boats, and they sued him for $25 million, and they got every penny. I'm looking for the right verse. I'm gonna try it again. We're just gonna erase that much right there. Looking for the right verse. We're gonna erase that much right there, and we're gonna look for the right verse. He tortures people. Have you ever read Despair in John Bunyan's? All he says in the whole thing is grow up his entire life. Christian couldn't grow up. God wouldn't let him. Then we're gonna go right here. We got some disturbance coming up right here. And we're gonna see this like advertisement. Yeah, we're gonna try to get an apple. All right, so that's the work that I did because I had to do work through this to try to save it. But I want to show you what they like to do. Let's go over here.